One of the things that we want to check is your anchor position, and we want to dial in exactly where your swing anchor balance is. We know that you're somewhere around center anchor, a little bit center left, so we want to go ahead and test those to make sure we have a sense of what's best for you. First thing you're going to do is you're going to reproduce the test where your feet are all the way together. Again, feet together, 50-50 balance. Go ahead and play some shots. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to test the balance point that's in between the front anchor position and the center anchor position. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and get set up with your feet together. Then you're going to pull the right foot back until the toes of the right foot are even with the middle of the left foot. Now you're going to create about a 6-inch gap from there and put a little extra weight on your left foot. Once in that position, go ahead and play some shots. Okay, now we're going to test one position that's in between the last two. So again, start with your feet together, pull the toes of the right foot back until they're even with the ball of the left foot, and now just create a few-inch gap here. Okay? Once again, just put a little bit more weight on your left foot than your right foot. Okay, now I want you to video yourself performing those tests. Again, feet together, toes even. Pull the right foot back halfway to the left foot, and then create about a 6-inch gap. And then pull the toes back even with the ball of the left foot and create about a 3-inch gap. Play some shots with that, video yourself doing it. We're going to see which one works best for you, which one gives you the best balance, which one does your head counterbalance the backs, and which one's easiest to play good golf shots. Okay, Luis, once we know what your swing anchor alignment is, I want you to start stepping into each shot with that stance in mind. So, let's say that you were the in-between one, where the toes were even with the ball of the foot and you had about a 3-inch gap. When you go to the driving range, the very first thing I want you to do is go ahead and play some shots with that stance in mind. So you go ahead and set up with that stance, and you just create your warm-up swings from that stance. That helps your subconscious mind realize that's your anchor, that's where we want to be balanced. Everything works from that foundation. So play 10, 15, 20 shots just with that stance in mind. As you get warmed up and the swings get longer, all you do is step in with that stance and just create a little bit wider stance. Okay, again, we're warming up, so we don't have to go to the full stance yet, just a little wider stance. And I'm still playing partial swings as I do this. So again, get to the initial stance, a little bit wider stance, go ahead and play some shots. Again, as I feel more and more warmed up, I'm going to make longer swings. And as I make longer swings, I'll let my stance get a little wider. So again, I get in the initial stance, go ahead and widen my stance again, make a longer swing. Again, initial stance, widen the stance, make a longer swing. And I continue that process until I get to my full swing and the full width of my stance. Now, most golfers, as the clubs get longer, the stance gets wider. You're going to have to figure all that out. I'm sure just through experimentation, you've done that already in your career. You'll figure out how to do it. I just want you to do it with this stance in mind now. Now, one of the other things we notice is that you tend to have a little counter swivel in your swing. So to make sure you do this, and this will help keep you from drifting to the right. We noticed as your swings got longer, especially to your driver, you started swaying to the right. And that, again, influenced more of that throwing action you've recognized over the years, and you want to be more of a swinger, so we need to get more of this counter swivel involved. So what I'm going to have you do is take an alignment stick and put an alignment stick on the ground. Basically, this is going to be, right in the middle of your stance. I have a 7-iron right now, and the ball is going to be in the middle, so it happens to be that the ball and the stick are lined up. But with different clubs, with a longer club, the ball would be more forward, and the shorter club, the ball would be more back. But I still want that stick to be right about in the middle of my stance. So you're going to go ahead and step in with your new setup procedure. take your stance. What I want you to notice is as you make your takeaway, I want you to feel like your hips are swiveling on the front side of this stick here. Instead of drifting to the right or swaying to the right, you want to get the sense of your hips just swiveling this way. And this is what I mean by a counter swivel. So first you can do that without the club. Notice I'm just holding the club in my left hand, I'm just working on the swivel. Now I can work on that swivel motion and how that initiates the takeaway. Okay, once I have a feel for that, go ahead and play some shots. So for you, you're going to notice it's going to give you more of a rotary feel, more of a swiveling feel. Now, you may feel like it's a reverse pivot to you because of what you've done in the past. Trust me, it's not a reverse pivot. If I set up in that balance alignment and I just swivel my hips, that's where my hips are going to go. Okay? This will keep you from swaying off the ball. Now, it's okay for your chest and your head to move to the right as you do this. So you can swivel, and you notice that my chest is still on the right side of this stick. That's because I have secondary tilt, in my golf swing. So if I get set up, I counter swivel and I let my chest get on this side over here, or at least stay in the middle, you're going to notice that you have secondary tilt, so there's going to be no reverse pivot in what you're doing. Okay, so these are the things you're going to do to get you to be more of a swinger instead of a thrower. Again, start with your new stance alignment, widen your stance, get the feel of the counter swivel move. Go ahead and play some shots.